The historical document I transcribed was a letter written by Professor Paul M. Neuhauser, asking a colleague of his for financial aid to support the project RILEEH and get it back on track. Professor Neuhauser vouches for these African American students to better their education because before attending the University of Iowa, these students endured segregated schooling, and because of these hardships, they would be 3 to 4 years academically behind their peers. At their hometown, their school teachers lacked proper schooling, which led them to provide their students with inadequate education. Neuhauser describes their hope to fix this issue and better the lives of these children because in the 1960s, African Americans were discriminated against for the color of their skin. These students usually go into the teaching field to acquire the knowledge necessary to help improve their teaching skills, so when they return home, they can accurately implement their new knowledge onto their society. RILEEH and Professor Neuhauser's letter are significant because the white community made little effort to support and accept African Americans. An article from the Daily Iowan titled The Shameful State of Human Equality discusses these issues and states, as always, Northerners in particular preach racial equality, but when the problem draws close to home, they fail to practice it. Citizens in northern areas contradict themselves. They appear to be supporters of racial equality, but continue to discriminate against African Americans. Professor Neuhauser defends these underappreciated citizens because people shun them. This article brings attention to the issues regarding equality in the 1960s and relates back to Professor Neuhauser's letter. Another historical document that I transcribed was a newsletter. In this newsletter, it informed the public that 35 Negro students have been granted the opportunity to be transferred to the University of Iowa. The document discusses a financial aspect too, and 3 goals the program hopes to achieve with transferring these students. The 3 goals are promoting cultural exchange between the people of Iowa City and the students of Rest College, helping the students enlarge their community, their educational background, and increasing the effectiveness of these students as members of their community. The program was brought to life the previous summer and worked towards providing students with a more adequate and attainable education. Having these students attend the university will not only improve their education, but it will increase the diversity at school and help introduce students to a more integrated culture and community. These documents support and strive to improve the education of people who are discriminated against because of how they look.